Hi friends, it's Let's Talk Sex Tuesday. I wanted to pop on, because today we're talking about how to have intimacy when you are feeling touched out. And this really applies to when you're feeling touched out, overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, or sensorily overloaded in any way. And obviously, given the context of what we're living in right now, many of us can be feeling that way, and our intimacy can be suffering. So, what do we do? So first, I kind of wanted to talk about what's happening to our body when we're in that state, right? So if we're touched out in kind of the traditional sense, if we've been at home with kids all day, or we've been in a stressful workplace and then we've come home to kids, our nervous system gets a lot of input, right? Loud noises and screaming, or annoying TV shows and songs, clutter and mess, people on us, touching us, putting goo on us, putting snot on us. Different smells could be happening, especially if meals are happening, right? Lots of questions, like your brain is, being barraged with requests for interaction. And, you just have this tiny little human who's a ball of often very demanding energy, impacting your nervous system and your energy field, right? If you're around them and they're feeling really emotional, or they're feeling mad about something, or they're feeling nervous, like we sense that, we pick it up, we carry it, right? So that all puts us in a situation where all of our senses are either on high alert or overstimulated or just full, right? So then we have a partner who's coming home from their day, or joining us in the bedroom at the end of the night, who's got their energy and their stuff. And our body's like, I have zero desire to be managing anyone else's energy right now, to be interacting or interfacing with anyone else's energy. And my senses are not interested in being stimulated right now because they've been overstimulated all day. So that can be the situation that we're in. And if we're feeling anxious or nervous or overwhelmed about COVID-19 and our jobs and school and just everything in our lives that feels really upside down and uncertain right now, that might not kind of it can put our nervous system in an overwhelmed situation, right? A stress situation. And we've talked about a ton of times before, when we've got stress, we've got brakes going on our libido. So what do we do in this situation? Especially given that when we are parents with youngs, with littles, we can often feel in this place of overwhelm and overstimulation, right? So I wanted to give you a few concrete tools that I think are really practical in the context that we're living in right now, but just practical all of the time. So my first tip is, especially when it comes to actual sex, remember that jumping from 0 to 60 is not typically a great way to get your nervous system on board. So if you are in that space of feeling overwhelmed, feeling frazzled, feeling done, feeling like, you need some space and time, trying to go to bed with your partner and make that all happen can be really hard. And sometimes we need to start with a different form of intimacy in order to build that bridge. So that can mean something like just actually sitting together with tea on the couch, facing each other, right? Looking into each other's eyes, making eye contact, talking about the day. Especially when you've had crazy kid day, you may not be having the opportunity to just sit on the couch in a quiet but maybe messy room talking with your partner face to face and being present with each other. And that kind of intimate moment can just give your nervous system a minute to chill out and calm down and open you up to being receptive and open to having your libido or your body stimulated for pleasure, right? Giving each other a massage can be a perfect example, as long as you're feeling okay with being touched. Playing a game together, doing anything where you're joking, laughing, relaxing the nervous system, and just bonding and connecting in a non-sexual way can be really important, kind of like a palate cleanser, or a way to sort of stimulate some flirting that leads to a desire to kind of open into a sexual interaction. So step number one, or tip number one, is just to find non-sexual ways to connect and bond, and sort of have a moment and be present with one another that doesn't involve a lot of touching necessarily, or like genitals. Step number 2 is, and this is really helpful if you're planning a naked, sexy, fun time, or tip number 2, is to actually literally do a palate cleanse for your nervous system. And it's ideal if both of you do this. So let's say you got the kids off to the babysitter, or they're in bed, and you're like, okay, we have our free time now. Like, let's go do it. Let's go stick the thing in the thing. Give yourself 10, 15, 20 minutes to both go off into your own room, if you can, and just like turn off all sensory input. So no phone, no music, or like a little bit of music if it's helpful for you. Closing your eyes, just doing everything to allow your senses to take a rest, to allow your body, which is on alert and taking everything in, to just go, I'm closing my eyes so I can't see what's around me. I'm not processing that, right? I'm turning off any music or sound so that I'm not focusing on what I can hear. I'm not eating anything, or if I am, I'm eating something really good that helps me to focus and get grounded in my body. And I'm just going to sit and be still. Or dancing is a really great way to do this. Dancing for like 10, 15 minutes to your favorite songs, eyes closed, just really inviting yourself to lose yourself in that moment. Move the stress. You can even do some energy clearing, right? And imagine yourself like dusting off all that like naggy, clingy energy. Just clear it away. Cleanse the palate so that you can come back to your partner clear in yourself, so that you're not contributing janky energy to the situation, and you're not having to respond to janky energy, as I like to call it, and just kind of like hit the reset button, and then be like, okay, what can we do now that the reset button has been hit? I've given my senses a bit of a break. What are they into now? So tip number 2 is to kind of hit the reset button and just take 10, 15 minutes, even 5, to just give your senses a break. Give your nervous system a break. Give your alertness system a break so that it can recalibrate and then go, okay, what would I be into now? Tip number 3 is, after you've recalibrated, give yourself a minute to ask yourself what forms of sensory stimulation, including touch, and sound and sight and taste, would feel good for you right now. This is about asking your body what would make you feel nice right now. And you might get a really, like after a crazy day with the kids, it's not uncommon for me to desire a bath, right? Well, there's all kinds of sensation happening there. And my partner can help me by supporting me to draw that bath, laying the candles, like really inviting me to do that. All of those things relax my nervous system and support me to being more receptive to him. But he could also do things like pour the bath water over my back, or like massage me while I'm in the bath, or use the water to touch and interact with me, right? So asking your body, what am I into right now? Ooh, I'd like a bath. I'd like to lie on the bed and listen to some music that I really like. I want to dance. I want someone to touch my big toe, right? Just really tuning into what your body wants. And even if you don't think about like what you want someone else to do to you, just what would feel nice right now, then you can ask yourself how you could incorporate your partner in giving that thing to you. So if a bath feels good right now, or you think would be good right now, how can you incorporate your partner into giving you that thing? If some yummy strawberries would be good right now, or a delicious piece of cake, or like something yummy you have in the fridge. Yes, you could feed it to yourself, but you could also enjoy closing your eyes and having your partner feed it to you. That helps you to kind of amp up your focus and intention on this yummy thing that you want to eat, but it also involves your partner in giving this pleasure for you to receive, which again, when we take in pleasure of any kind, when we stimulate the senses in a relaxing way, We tell the body, we tell the nervous system that it can chill out and relax, and we pave the way for our libido to wake up. We pave the way for our libido to be responsive when somebody makes a move, right? So far I've said focus on non-sexual forms of intimacy as a way to kind of create a bridge. Give yourself a palate cleanse. Try to turn off all sensory input so you can take that break and reset. Once you've done either of those things, really ask yourself what would give you and your body pleasure at any point. Could be sexual, could be not sexual. And then once you've thought about the things that would really make you feel good right now, think about how you can incorporate your partner into giving you those things, or how you could give your partner what it is that they're looking for, right? The last piece of advice I would really give here and offer is, in particular for women and the women that I work with and talk to, pressure and expectation that a penis will have to go into a vagina at some point can be a real libido killer. It really kills the sense of play and curiosity and fun when we all are sort of like, we make out for 5 minutes, and he puts his fingers down there, he warms me up a little bit, and then, I touch his penis, and then we start having intercourse. And this is kind of the routine, right? And if there's 2 vaginas or 2 penises, there might still be like a routine that you get into. So the more you can take intercourse off the table, the more you get rid of that pressure, the more you can have fun, right? The more you can say, oh, okay, we're going to just kiss for 10 minutes. And that's it. The kissing is not going to lead to intercourse. You could put a full stop and say, absolutely not. We are only kissing for 10 minutes and that's all we're doing. And then after the 10 minutes, you could decide what you want to do. Or you could say there's no expectation that it could lead there. Somebody's allowed to make a request, but there's no requirement. And there's no need to feel bad if you don't want it to go there. And I think I did a blog post about this a while ago. I'll see if I can find it. There's just this idea that we start kissing and, that totally means we're going all the way. But just kissing for 20 minutes can feel really nice and really satisfying and really pleasurable without needing to have to go any further. And if that's all you really want right now and today, if you respect your body's desire for that, then your body goes, oh, she listens to us. Cool. Okay. So next time we set a limit of some kind, we might get respect, we might get listened to. And next time, and then our body builds a sense of trust with us that she knows that we only go as far as she wants to go. And when she can trust that, she feels way more comfortable going way further because she knows that her no will be honored, right? The last tip that I wanted to share is mutual masturbation is way better than you think and is totally worth a try if you've never done it before. So if you're having one of those nights, and trust me, I have been there, where you're not even doing it consciously, but you both go to bed and you literally put yourself on the farthest reach of the bed in a position where your partner can barely cuddle you. And it's not because you're mad, it's just your body is energetically saying, I need space. I need to be over here away from other people. Not only do I not want to be touched, I need to not be in the radius of other humans. I've also had nights where I'm super sensitive to my partner's energy. He comes in from making music all night and his body is literally buzzing and I cannot sleep next to him when he is in that state, right? So managing our energy is probably more, and our nervous system is probably more important here than managing whether or not people are actually physically touching us. But if you're having one of those nights and you still want to get a little frisky, or your partner still wants to get a little frisky, and you're not sure how to proceed when you're just I just really can't imagine you touching me, mutual masturbation, masturbating together can be really fun. You don't even have to look at each other while you're doing it. You can lie in bed next to one another and just kind of focus and do your thing. But you're hearing your partner groan and moan. You're hearing yourself groan and moan. You're building sexual energy. They're building sexual energy. That energy can feed off of each other. And you can have a really erotic release this way. You can play with almost like having phone sex, but in your own house, right? Ooh, that's another awesome idea. Ooh, I'm turning that one into a post. Have phone sex or Skype sex like in your own house. Again, this is the last piece, right? Erotic imagination. Your brain really is the biggest sexual organ, and you can get hugely turned on by your sexual fantasies and imaginations without anyone even touching you. So how can you bring that to play in your partnership? Kind of use that tool to avoid the touch-it-outness, avoid the shrinking back that your body can do when you just don't want someone else to touch you, but you still want to connect and be intimate with your partner. Those are my tips for today, loves. I am out of time. I will be sharing a blog post on this tomorrow, and I'd love to hear from you. What do you experience when you're feeling touched out or anxious or stressed out? What tips have you used that have been successful for you? And a big reminder, like if you're feeling anxious about COVID, which totally we all are, sex is a fantastic antidote. Pleasure is the antidote here. And I'm not talking about being hedonistic. I'm not talking about ignoring what's going on. Okay. Please stay home. Please keep your families healthy. Please do what you need to do. And embracing any pleasure you can, embracing all the sensations, really living through your senses, and embracing sexual pleasure in this time is a way to heal that anxious nervous system, to fill yourself with dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and all those yummy things. So feeding yourself a sex diet and an intimacy diet right now, especially while we're doing social distancing, is key. Hit me up, as always, in the DMs or via email if you have questions, if you want to talk about something, if you want to explore specific strategies for you. And in the link later today, I will share my Naked Sexy Fun Time guide, as well as my micro intimacy toolkit. So this is a toolkit with over 25 ideas for how to stay connected and intimate with your partner in, I think they're all less than 20 minutes. So lots of juicy stuff there. Stay healthy out there. Keep each other well. Be kind. Be grateful. And we will get through this. Much love.